entire For You page right now is people admitting they hired Etsy witches. Like, girls are out here saying, I paid $12 for a spell, and the sun came out on my wedding day in Ireland, where it typically rains 365 days a year. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, adorable. I was doing Etsy witchcraft before it was cool. Back in 2020, my best friend moved to Alabama. Yeah, Alabama, because her stepdad was a news anchor and they relocated during COVID. And naturally, I just acted like she was being shipped overseas. Obviously, one night, instead of being normal, I opened Etsy and typed in spell to bring someone home. And Etsy didn't even blink. It was just like, here are 75 different witches. Which strength level would you like? So I picked one with good ratings, paid my $20, closed my laptop, and honestly, out of sight, out of mind, forgot about it. Until literally 1 week on the dot later, her entire family was suddenly moving back to New Jersey. They were touring houses, packing, making plans. Like, Alabama was essentially just a study abroad program that they'd completed early. I was sitting here like, did I just order interstate relocation on Etsy? Meanwhile, she had this god-awful Alabama boyfriend who we later found out had 2 other girlfriends. So honestly, this witch saved her, because now she's back in New Jersey, thriving, engaged to a boy from New Jersey who she actually loves, and I'm quietly in the corner like, yeah, that spell absolutely fucking worked. So while all of you guys are just now discovering Etsy witches, I've been out here bending fate with $20 and a confirmation email since literally 2020.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about Etsy. Remember, I did a video a while back about Etsy and their witchy practices, and all the witches is on there, and they do like unaliving spells on there. Well, this message is for Etsy specifically. Etsy, you already let the witches on your platform. You tried to ban them in 2014, 2015, and guess what? Immediately after you banned them in 2014, your business fucking started to crash. You let the witches on there. They're going to be vengeful. If they charge people $100 to unalive, they're going to fucking kill your business for less. Just saying. You done fucked up, pissed off the witches. Now it's like pissing off MAGA for a political climate. You know, you understand? Stupid as fuck. But I am just saying this as a warning because I actually looked up some of your records, right? And after y'all banned spellwork and witchy stuff and all those services, y'all had a sharp decline. A sharp decline. And now that y'all doing this again, I'm predicting another sharp decline in Etsy sales in the future. Just because history already repeats itself. Just saying. I could be wrong. I could be right. But the best way for me to tell people that spellwork was real was to show people that you guys are doing it on there and showing them the reviews. How am I supposed to tell people that spellwork is real if you're taking it out and getting rid of the evidence, Etsy? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm waiting for the FBI to crack them down. At least the bad agents, not the good ones.
Spells by Carlton, you guys. That's the Etsy witch. That is the Etsy witch. A round of applause, you guys, for Carlton. Spells by Carlton. That is the Etsy witch, you guys. Okay, I have tried many Etsy witches. Actually, I've only tried like 2 Etsy witches, but you guys, that is the Etsy witch. I had results like within the same day, within hours after they casted that freaking spell. Okay, so let me tell you guys. Let me give you guys a little backstory. So I was scrolling on TikTok. I was a little sad because my birthday plans were like falling through, right? And I seen this girl and she's like, the economy is so bad, I had to hire an Etsy witch to get me a job. And she's like, I'll let you guys know how it goes. And she did the update video, whatever, right? She's like, you guys, I got a job. And it was like her dream job, I think. I was like, what? I was like, let me go book with, Spells by Carlton. So I did. And basically I did one of the readings I got, or one of the spells I booked was to clear my chakras, right? And you guys, they said my heart chakra needed a lot of clearing, my root chakra. But you guys, literally, I could feel like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. I felt so light, so happy, so positive. Like I got so many spells. I got like a lucky one, a good luck one, money, probably positivity one, I don't remember, but like lots of spells, right? I literally instantly felt like I was in such a, like a happier mood. I felt like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I was so happy. I was so amazing. Like I wasn't thinking negative, right? It was like literally the best feeling ever, you guys. Literally, guys, spells by Carlton, like, that's the freaking witch. And they're freaking amazing, guys. I cannot recommend them more. Like, they're just amazing. No matter what type of spells you want, they got you, guys. They got you, and they do it instantly. Or, like, they do, like, same day, or like, depending on their hours that you book, because they are in the UK and I am in the USA. But, you guys, spells by Carlton, that's the freaking witch. That's the Etsy witch, you guys. You need to book with spells by Carlton. They will get you right, because, you guys... look at me now. I was thriving even more than I was before, but like I was in such a more happy mindset, because when I booked that spell, like I was in the best mindset because my birthday plans were falling through. They basically saved my birthday, you guys. They saved my mood. They saved my birthday. They were amazing. I love them so much, you guys. Hashtag I love Etsy witches. Hashtag long live spells by Carlton. Hashtag live, laugh, love Carlton. Long live Carlton, you guys. I love them so much. That is my Etsy witch till the day I die. I hope they never ever freaking retire, you guys. And I booked some more spells too yesterday. I was like, this is my man. This is my person. And also that is also how I manifested. I think it also helped me manifest the weekend concert tickets, because usually, like, if you need some other videos, you just watch my other videos about how I got to the concert or whatever and that whole situation. But you guys, that really helped me manifest the weekend concerts instantly. Anyways, you guys, I love you guys so much. Stay hot. Ciao. Bye, sexy.
Okay, I'm gonna sound crazy, but just bear with me. Brides-to-be, listen up. So, a week before the wedding, we could see the weather come up. Bearing in mind we're getting married in Croatia in July, like you just expect full sun, you don't expect anything else. The only day that it said torrential rain, thunderstorms all day, could be the worst storm that Croatia have ever had, was the wedding day. Apart from that, all blue skies. The only day was the wedding day. So, I then was scrolling on TikTok, just trying to black out the fact that the wedding might be ruined, and I saw a girl say that she paid a witch on Etsy to stop the weather on her, like to stop the rain on her wedding. And I was in the mood where I was like, anything at this point. I was going to be burying a whole pack of sausages the night before in Croatia. I was going to be doing anything I possibly could to get rid of that rain. So I went on Etsy and I paid a witch, and you had to make a wish, and I said to stop the thunder and rain and any weather on the 25th of July in Croatia in Split. It can come on any other day, just not that day. Anyway, the witch said you have to be patient. I got like an email being like, your spell has been cast, but you have to be patient. I got that order of confirmation and it turned to sun. It turned to sun as soon as I got the order of confirmation. So I was like, she's done it. The Etsy witch has done it. Then the next day, it went rainy again a little bit and kept going rainy on and off. I was thinking like, this is like gambling. Like we spent all this money on a wedding, everyone's coming out and it's gonna be a thunderstorm. Like I was so anxious about it. Anyway, it said be patient. It's like, just be patient, it'll be fine. Literally 3 days before, turned to sun. All the Croatians were like, guys, the storm's gone. Like there is no storm anymore. The storm had blown over, and it came the next day, and then it rained for 5 days after our wedding, and our wedding was 36 degrees, blue sky, not a cloud in the sky. It was stunning. And then the storm came. So if you have bad weather on your wedding, please just pay the Etsy witch. I know I sound crazy, but it worked. It honestly worked. Everyone in Croatia, all the locals were like, no, it was meant to be Friday. It was meant to be the worst storm ever, and it didn't, okay?
I'm back with another Etsy witch update. I know a lot of people in the comments are like, oh my god, this is a scam. Like, girl, I get no benefit from this. I just love to talk about it because I think it is hilarious. So, as you know, I use this Etsy witch called Spells by Carlton. They're my go-to. They send me their little altar. They send me a little homework, and I love it. I eat that shit up. But me being vocal about Carlton has gotten to the point where my coworkers and my boss know that I use an Etsy witch. And I know the big topic that people love to use Etsy witches for is for love, attraction, obsession, whatever. Listen, been there, done that. So I primarily just stick to like money, career success, and things of that nature. Hence why my coworkers know about Carlton. So as I'm telling my coworkers about this, one of them gets a really good deal on the line. For context, I work in sales. They get this really good deal on the line. This company is showing interest, but we haven't sealed the deal yet. And like, if you're in sales, you know that sometimes an entire process can take months. But this deal in particular was slated to bring in millions of dollars to the company. So around this time that this deal came in was when I started being real vocal about using my Etsy witch at work. And one of my coworkers bought this spell from Carlton for one of my coworkers who is now in charge of this multi-million-dollar deal. And we're all cracking up because it's just funny. Like, we are in corporate America and here we are being so unserious commissioning this witch. Like, we're not honestly expecting a ton from it, but we're doing it for the bid. However, Carlton says his spells take about 2 to 4 weeks to work, and a little past the 4-week mark, we close on this fucking deal. This deal is bringing an absurd amount of money to my company. And like, it's not to dismiss what my coworkers have done and the work that they've put in, but you have to admit it is funny that, you know, it actually panned out for this specific deal. And we were very specific about what we wanted in this spell. We were like, we want this deal to go through. And look, guess what happened? Here we are. So yeah, I mean, like, the spell was generally for career success, but we were very specific about how we wanted this career success to manifest. And that specific request is what came true. So again, obviously take everything with a grain of salt, but like, I see no negative to throwing down like $10 to the homie Carlton, because then shit like this could happen. At the end of the day, like, I think it just comes down to the work that you put in and how you decide to manifest. But I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's kind of worth it just to kind of see what happens when you commission someone who says this is their calling and this is their profession.
Have you ever been that down and out that you contact the Etsy witch? Because I did. Honestly, whoever has my voodoo doll, can you not? Can you set it down? Yeah, November's been fun. Like, obviously the main event was getting engaged. That apparently there's called an engagement curse. And I was like, oh, wise up. No, I well and truly believe that shit now. Video a couple of months ago about sitting outside the doctor's being like, I need to go into the doctor's, I'm not feeling good. Well, it turns out I had to go and get a colonoscopy. If you know, again, you know that shit, quite literally, is not well. I had to get an endoscopy down the throat as well. And I'm still waiting on results. I'm not going to find out what they are for ages, which is fun. I also had like a mass in my womb, so I had to go and get surgery to remove that and other stuff. So I was just like, do you know what I would like? I would love a wee fire in the house. Gives the Christmas vibes if there's a wee fire going. Owen lit the fire. I went in to have a wee look at the fire, sat down, heard a crack, thought, looked up. The whole fucking stove was on fire. I screamed, Owen ran in, he panicked and lifted stuff with his bare hands and his fingers literally melted into the flames. Like, anyway, I ran outside with Luna, rang the fire brigade, they came down, 2 fire brigades came to the house. I was standing outside in a tizzy. I was like, oh my god, Christmas is ruined. The day after, I was like, no. I was convinced that somebody had cursed us. I was sitting thinking, I was like, who's did it? Who evil eye and all that? I was like, who's did it? Somebody's put fucking cursing us, and somebody has got a voodoo doll and they're stabbing me with it. I contacted the Etsy witch, and I've had a few people say to me, Lucy, what the fuck is the Etsy witch? Might is Etsy? I can never say it right. And they were also like, oh my goodness, like, do you believe in that? Or like, that took me out. And I'm like, guys, see, when your living room goes on fire, it makes you do strange things, okay? It makes you do strange things. And I panicked. I was like, no, I can't have anything else bad happen. I really, really can't. I have sage coming on the way. I have all that stuff to cleanse the house. I am cleansing myself. Positive vibes out and in, please.
Okay, story time. I just woke up because I'm going to the gym super early, but I got a message on Etsy from an Etsy witch telling me that oh, you have black magic hanging over you. And your symptoms are going to be that you're experiencing depression, you're experiencing nightmares, your financial situation's going to deteriorate. What else was there? That your love life is pretty much going to suffer, and your sexual life is going to be stagnant. Oh my gosh, that is something I want to wake up to at 4:30 in the morning, because that is hilarious. 1, I experience depression just as much as anyone else does. I'm pretty much a happy-go-lucky person. Like, I'm mainly very happy in my life. But yes, I do have some days where I'm depressed, but that doesn't warrant that I have black magic hanging over me. 2, my financial situation's not going to deteriorate. I'm in a full-time job that I've been working at for 4 years. And I'm working on getting promoted either sometime in a couple of weeks or in the spring. I'm getting in the interview process for both situations. So no, that's not happening. 3, what was it? That I'm having nightmares? No, I haven't had nightmares since I was little. So you're wrong there. Knock on wood. 4, my love life is gonna suffer. Quite frankly, Utah boys give me the ick. I go on dates with Utah boys and they immediately give me the ick, so I really don't care that my love life is suffering right now. Do I want to be with someone? Yeah. But again, Utah boys give me the ick. So do with that what you will. And lastly, my life is going to be stagnant. I've been broken up with for almost a year. Of course it's going to be stagnant. And also, I'm not doing anything with anyone until I'm married, so again, do with that what you will. I don't know. I just think it's hilarious and funny that an Etsy witch is claiming that I have black magic looming over me and randomly just messaged me on Etsy, and I'm like, you don't even know me. I don't even know you. What? Like, that's your sole purpose. Well, not sole purpose. Your job is to get paid from doing spells on Etsy. Why would I believe that? Especially when I don't even know you. You don't even know me. You just randomly hit me up. But okay. I'm just... it's early in the morning and I'm like, I don't even know what to think of it, so...
Hi, so I wanted to talk about this. This is a stitch of a video of the comment that I left this on another creator's video. Please, please, please go watch that, because she's talking about how dangerous it is to claim certain things as witches, as practitioners, because satanic panic is a real thing. Witch hunts were a real thing. People were prosecuted throughout history that we have accounts for. That is the thing. Please go listen to her video, because this is my 2 cents on the whole Etsy witch and situation that just came on recently with you know who. I don't even really want to say his name because I don't want to get flagged or anything in this video, and I personally did not care for him, and I think you're allowed to respond to that however you want. I personally believe you get what you give out into the world, and that's just how things go, right? But in the context and whole conversation about Etsy witches, I want to just get on here and give some actual education to clear up some things, because there's been a lot of stuff going on. And in a short answer, as from a spiritual consultant, a demonologist, a psychic witch, somebody who does this stuff professionally, no, I don't think any type of casting somebody did on that man specifically was the reason and action for that. I think that has a way, way deeper political reason that has nothing to do with witchcraft. Now, just going from there, let's go over some things. I saw some people saying that the claimed or supposed Etsy witch that did this, I don't think they did anything, right? That they work with a coterie, that they're in relation to whatever deity. I'm just going to make it known now, and I don't care how you feel about this, no deity is going to assist you with unaliving magic. They're not allowed to do that. They will get in trouble for that. And if you don't believe me, go look at the sonnets, the hymns of the Greek pantheon, all of the accounts from different pantheons of deities, of them getting punished for doing things that they were not supposed to do. So we have stories, we have accounts. It's a thing where we've seen deities get punished. They're not allowed to interfere with certain things. They will get in trouble. So no deity is helping you to do any unaliving work. Now, on the subject of deletion magic as a whole, yes, that is a thing. Yes, you could technically do those castings, and yes, those could technically work. But those are for extreme circumstances. The reason why Universe, Spirit, God gave that to human beings in the first place was for extreme circumstances. I'm talking about slavery. I'm talking about extreme oppression. I'm talking about, you see a lot of this magic and these types of workings come up in cultural, spiritual practices like hoodoo or santeria because of the cultural people, the ethnic people who were forcibly colonized, forcibly put under slavery, forcibly put under these disgusting conditions. And what was their way of fighting back? It was God, their deities, universe, giving them this information to fight back against their oppressors, doing horrific things to them. You don't just do this stuff on a whim. You don't just buy spells like this because somebody cheated on you. You don't like somebody XYZ. There are serious repercussions in this. And this is not about any threefold law or how you personally feel about karma. Regardless of how you feel about that, there is divine laws. There is universal laws that you will get retribution and karma for. You want to mess around playing with that type of magic and those types of castings, watch how you pass away in an unfortunate way, or your next reincarnations are going to be awful, disgusting lifetimes because you thought it was okay to play God in this instance and take fate into your own hands to try to mess around with something. Like I mentioned earlier, deities are not allowed to mess around with people and whatnot because they will get in trouble. How do I know this? Because I've asked. People have very, very heavily abused me that I wanted them gone. And I've asked and they've unfortunately said, we wish we could help, our hands are tied. Now, to finish and wrap this up, as this is coming about in relation to a politician, there's a reason why you should not try to sit there casting hexes, curses, certain different things on these politicians or very high profile people. Not because I'm saying that, justify their actions, don't to not be upset at their actions, to not want to do something about it. That's not why I'm saying this. The reason why I'm saying this is because these people are also extremely aware about spiritual things, and spiritual warfare is coming on. You have no idea the amount of people that they're having on payroll to cast protections on them, to do different workings for them, to deflect certain things being cast, and you don't know the type of backlash and bad karma that is going to be sent your way, or how you're going to be targeted by practitioners and other beings that you have no idea exist because you're just willy-nilly casting on these people who do unfortunately have a lot of different things in place. If it was so easy to get rid of them, do you know how many people dislike these individuals on a mass scale? I'm sure a lot of people have been trying in any case to cast certain things. It would have worked by now, and unfortunately it has not. So all in all, if you care about your safety, if you care about yourself as an individual, as a person, I highly suggest you don't try to sit there doing castings on these very high profile people or politicians or anybody of that nature for your own safety. Or if you feel so incensed that you need to do that, sit down and do divination with your guides first to get the okay, because you genuinely do not know who is on the other side for that other individual, what is going on in that situation, and you could seriously end up hurt. And I'm not even joking about that. You want to start engaging in spiritual warfare, you have no idea the battle you're getting yourself into. It's not going to end well for you.
I paid a witch on Etsy $17 to do a spell to bring my dog home because he went missing. And I got my fucking baby. Best money I ever spent in my life. Naturalistic blessing. Girl, you are the motherfucking truth. I was so distraught. I felt like I was losing my life. I was actively losing my life with each passing day. You don't understand how bad I love this little man. I did my part. I did a lot of praying, not in a religious way, but I did a lot of praying and speaking over him, I'm gonna insert the video that I used, the meditation. I was like, you're okay, you're safe, mommy's coming. And the crazy thing is, a man did spot him, right? And I put out flyers. I posted him on Facebook down. I made like 3-hour trips there and back because I was visiting my friend. He got lost in a different city and I couldn't just camp out there. I can't tell you how many times. I was not playing. I was going to get my baby back. I can tell you that much. This man spotted him and he found one of the flyers. So he texted me and he was like, oh yeah, I saw him on Saturday. At that point, it had been like 2-3 days since the last time someone saw him, and that made me feel better. I'm like, okay, cool. That was after I hit up the witch, and I was like, okay, she kind of cooking right now. So then today, and it's the next Saturday, I was getting ready because last Sunday was my birthday, and he had went missing on the previous Thursday, so I could not focus. I could not do shit for my birthday. Like, my baby was missing. Like, fuck my birthday. But I was feeling better because I was doing my my meditations, and I had the witch. So I was like, fuck it, we're gonna do my birthday today. I'm getting ready, and then he texted me. He sent me a video, Ring camera, and he was like, is this him? I was like, oh my god, yes. And he said that he had been there the past 2 nights in a row. And this is the crazy part. I was telling him, because the first time he spotted him, he fed him. And I was talking to my dog, and I said, go back to the nice man's house. Go back to the man who fed you. And he fucking did. He fucking did. After I did all my birthday shit, I was on the way there because it takes like 3 hours, and he had kept coming at the same time, like 1 in the morning, both those nights. So I was gonna stake it out, and at 1 a.m. I was gonna find him, but I had 1 hour left. My cousin calls me and she said, we fucking got him. We fucking got him. I could not believe it. That is, when he went missing was genuinely the worst day of my life, no exaggeration. And I crashed my car into a building, and today was the best day of my fucking life. I got my fucking baby. That witch is the fucking truth. She is the fucking truth. My baby was missing for a week and 1 day in a whole different state than where we live. Do not give up hope. If your baby goes missing, do not give up hope. Because I wasn't. I was finna get my damn baby. I tell you that much. I'd be damned if I wasn't gonna get my baby back. And he was out in the motherfucking wilderness. This shit is motherfucking backwoods as hell. Nothing but woods and trees. But he's a smart man like his mommy, so he would just post it in the cut. Like, I knew wasn't nobody finna snatch him up because he don't like people. He not finna go to you, so I wasn't worried about that. But I didn't want nobody to get his little ass because he little. I didn't want him to get ran over or nothing. But I got my baby back. Shout out to that witch. Girl, you the fucking truth.
Hey friends, I want to tell you a little bit about the realities of my day. So I'm staying at this absolutely gorgeous, you can see, A-frame cabin. Life is good. But last night, we're going to sleep. I'm like half asleep, basically asleep. It's like, what, 11, 12, maybe? Yeah, probably 12, midnight. It's midnight. We are woken up to a beeping sound. We're like, what is going on? Is it the carbon monoxide alarm? Like, we're searching around our entire cabin trying to figure out what's going on. We find out that there's like low batteries or something in our fireplace. We go to bed. It's all good. Then the beeping wakes us up again. Second time. Low batteries. I think it was this time the remote. Anyways, we figure it out. We unplug everything. We turn everything off. We thought it was carbon monoxide, but it wasn't. We're still alive. So we're like, you know what? Life is okay. We're in a cute cabin. It doesn't matter. We make it through the night. We wake up. All is good. We are going to a floating sauna around sunrise. We're like, life doesn't get better than this. We're going to Alberta's only floating sauna. So we show up. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to drone it because I have permission and it's stunning. There's like mist over the lake. Like, it just looks so good. So I throw the drone up. I'm like droning. I got a little too brave, and all of a sudden the drone is in a tree. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it got there. I've never had that happen before. The drone is in a tree and I can't fly it back. It's like up in a tree. It's lost. So we have to go out on a mission. We are like climbing like hills like this, walking through the swampy water. We're like, we're gonna find this drone because I can't lose this footage. Like, this is gorgeous footage. Like, I just got the mist over the lake and now sunrise is passing and we're gonna miss it. We're not gonna be able to get it again. So I'm like, we have to find the drone. So finally we're like going out on an adventure. This poor worker, we're dragging him along with us. We're like, we have to find it. And he's like, I'll try to help. So we finally get to a tree. We can hear it beeping up in the tree. We found it, but it's like at the top of a tree, like one of these. So I'm like, we got to try to get it out. We're like throwing sticks at it. Nothing's getting it out. We can see it like flashing up there. I'm like, it's okay because I can climb a tree. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to climb the tree. So I like channel my inner 10-year-old me and I climb this tree. I'm like sending it up this tree, getting to the very top. Monica's at the bottom with her phone videoing me as I'm like scaling this tree. I've got like branches in my hair. It's like so crazy. I like shake the branch. Out comes the drone. We've got the drone. And I'm like, also, we've got a really good story to tell. We've got footage of it and everything. So we make it back. We end up canoeing out to this floating sauna. It's stunning. We're out there. We're getting all the footage we want. It's like, life is good again. Like, life is perfect. All of a sudden, the security alarm on the floating sauna, because apparently there was a camera, starts beeping like we think cops are coming. Like, it's like yelling at us. And we're like, what is happening? So I run to go and text the worker who's on the shore and be like, I don't know what's happening, but there's like a really loud alarm that's like yelling at us. So I like literally turn as we're in the middle of shooting to run and go text the guy, grab my phone. As I'm running to grab my phone and text the guy and be like, I don't know what's going on, there's an alarm. I turn back and I look, and in the water, I see the legs of a tripod sinking in the lake. I'm like, oh my gosh, the phone.
the phone that was on the tripod that we were filming with, there was just a miraculous, spontaneous gust of wind. There has been no wind this entire morning, and it blows the phone with Monica's phone on the tripod into the lake. But Monica can't swim, so I'm like, this is my moment to shine. So I sprint over in my robe and everything, in my big, like, fluffy bathrobe. I, like, jump into this freezing cold lake that was so cold earlier that it made my feet go numb when I just, like, touched it. Jump into it. I sink, I go down, I grab the tripod, I pull it up. No phone. The phone has a new resting place. It's at the bottom of this lake. And unfortunately, this is the deepest spring-fed lake in Alberta. So are we getting back the phone? I don't know, but we still have hope, maybe, because apparently, because it's the deepest spring-fed lake in Alberta, sometimes people go scuba diving there. But unfortunately, it won't be until next summer because it's done for the season. But while I get out of the water, and also now I'm sinking because my robe has filled up with water and I'm like trying to get to the edge, and I'm like, I don't want to lose this robe. This is my favorite bathrobe. I get to the edge and I like come out and I'm like, we lost it. We lost the phone. At least we saved the tripod, but the phone is gone. I like look, and my gratitude journal that I was holding as a prop for the photos is in the fire on the table, like one of these. It's in the middle of the fire. When I saw it running, I threw everything, and I threw my gratitude journal into the fire. The book is on fire, but now it's like starting to like with the wind, I'm like, it's gonna blow and set this floating sauna on fire. And I'm like, I'm gonna set this whole floating sauna on fire because there's pages of the book like flapping. So I grabbed the book out of the fire as it's on fire, get it back into the lake to get it off, like out of fire, to turn it off. I don't know. And so now my gratitude journal is absolutely crusty black, is nothing but coal. And the alarm turned off, thank goodness. But what an eventful day. So I was like, you know what? Today has been crazy, but at least we still have this hilarious footage of me climbing a tree earlier today to like prove how crazy it's been. Then I realized, no, that was on Monica's phone, which is now at the bottom of the lake. So if anybody's planning on going scuba diving at Twin Lake anytime within the next few months, please let us know because we have a project for you.
Okay, I didn't want to tell you guys about this until I thought it actually worked, but bitch, it worked. Yesterday morning at 8 a.m., I paid an Etsy witch. She casted 4 spells for me. One was like a soulmate attraction. One was like an obsession. One was like a glamour spell, like making me glamorous. And the other one was obviously like wealth. An hour after she casted the spell, I got a phone call that was quite literally the best opportunity of my entire life. Now, some people would call that a coincidence. I call it magic. Obviously, I'll keep you guys posted. Like, I really need her to work on the love thing. But for now, I'm like seriously the biggest opportunity of my life. 1 hour after casting her spell on me. I'm a believer. I'm a huge believer in the Etsy witch community.
And to the witch who hexed Charlie Kirk, I fear your sales have gone through the roof. Now, 2 days ago, Jezebel had put out this article and it said, we paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk. What? Now, in light of events of what happened to Charlie Kirk, they did put in an editor's note and said that the story was published on September 8th, and Jezebel condemns the shooting of Charlie Kirk in the strongest possible terms. We do not condone, endorse, or excuse political violence of any kind. Now, what makes the story kind of funny is that they never actually took the article down. They just edited it with that editor's note. Now, the article's long, and I'm not going to read it to you in its entirety. I encourage you to go read it yourself, but there are a couple of snippets in the article that I pulled that I thought were interesting. Now, they put in this disclaimer. They say, now, is it ethical to curse a man that I've never met? Probably not. But is it unethical to let him keep talking? Yes. So here we are in this gray area. Now, they do say that they didn't want to cause him harm, but they did want him to wake up with an inexplicable zit. Now, in this portion of the article, they do talk about the aftermath after they had hired that Etsy witch. They said the next day, the priestess sent over her cast a photo that was in flames, and the edges had slowly curled inward, engulfing Charlie's ridiculous, scrunched up little face. And she whispered, they imagine, trust the unseen. Gave them chills. This is the part of the article that gets a bit insidious. They said Sunday, August 24th, nothing. And then they said Monday, still nothing. Tuesday rolled around and I was beginning to wonder if I had been scammed. And then they said, I remembered to myself, this is a witch. And they go on to say, it's not Amazon. The forces operate on their own schedule. Now, the final part of the article, they say, in witches we trust. So they say, Did this Etsy curse work? Time will tell. The forces move in mysterious ways, and as the priestess reminds me, spell work is a collaboration between the caster, the client, and the universe. They say finally, for now, we can only trust in the timing of the great unknown. Yeah, friend, that witch, them sales done gone up 2,000. So go ahead and do what everybody's been asking you to do, Jezebel, on the internet, and tell everybody who was the Etsy witch you hired. Because apparently their spellcasting ability is strong and powerful.
I hired an Etsy witch, and was it worth it? Yes. 1000% worth it. I paid $14, and it was the best $14 I've spent. The reason I hired an Etsy witch, it was just because I wanted to know whether this person or not was for me. This was the last person I dated 2 years ago, and after him, I actually quit dating. But subconsciously, I didn't realize that I was waiting for him until this past year, and I realized it, and I'm like, damn, like, should I keep waiting for him or should I cut him off completely? And the reason I say that is because we have kept communication within the past 2 years. I would say we do have a really good friendship, and I honestly, with my entire being, I cherish that forever, and I will forever cherish. I can't say it, cherish that. Oh my god. Anyways, the Etsy witch basically told me that he is not my person, that he came into my life to just teach me a lesson, and after I let go of him, I would find my soulmate. No, I'm not going out there and looking for my soulmate because I'm not that desperate. For now, I don't want a soulmate. But she basically gave me dates. She gave me descriptions of like our conversations, of our feelings, of how he felt and I felt. And even though my friends and my mom and my sister have told me what this witch told me, I guess I just needed someone else's confirmation that was not within the realm of my friendship, because I'm just hard-headed as hell. But it was good to hear this from someone else, and I guess you could say from another life or whatever. This was my sign, and after that, honestly, I felt really good. I let go of the person. I stopped thinking about them. I basically just shut it down. The subconscious mentality that I had that him and I would be together or that we would ever end up together. And all I would say was honestly very helpful, and it was very worth it, and I would highly recommend it.
Whenever I tell this story about my Etsy witch experience, I feel like I'm going to break the internet. Because I think I have one of the most provable cases of someone buying a spell for their first time and it actually working. I mean, the amount of receipts and photos and the timeline of everything that I have is incredibly compelling. But I just feel like a lot of people are going to think I sound absolutely crazy. But I can tell you that the Etsy witch that I purchased worked. Like 100%, 10,000% worked.
Yeah, I went on Etsy and purchased 2 Etsy witches, and here's my experience. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know what your algorithm is like, but my whole algorithm has been people's testimonies about how amazing these Etsy witches are, and they cast spells over you, or they give you a reading, and it's really accurate. My experience wasn't that. These are AI generated. Like, you can tell in the writing that these are just, like, this is not accurate. This is not how humans talk. I'm an intuitive, but I know when I'm speaking and I'm channeling or I'm talking to someone, this is not how I write. Like, I would never write like this. Sometimes there's ongoing sentences, your punctuation's a little off because you're intuitively letting it out. I'm also not a fan that this one did not give me any pictures. It just gave me this, but telling me that it pulled cards. It would have made it feel a little bit more realistic if she had given me some cards or pictures to go along with it. Like, you drew the Knight of Wands, but where's the picture of that? Now, disclaimer, I did not spend a whole lot of money. I think I spent like $25 in total for all of this. I know that if you are looking for like a legitimate reading, it's better on Zoom. I've done that before with a psychic medium and it's been amazing. And I think what's going on here is that people are promoting their friends, or they're getting someone to cast a spell over them, which I have also done, and I haven't seen any results with that yet again. But they do send pictures. They do send some evidence of the spell that they did over you and over your name. Again, though, I don't know if it's legitimate. I don't know. I'm making this because take everything that you purchase from a psychic medium without actually having a face-to-face Zoom call and spending the, $200 upwards that the $8.99 that you're spending is probably going to be AI generated, and you're not going to have any proof that this was actually pulled for you. Are they all like this? No. Are there some legitimate people out there? Yes. Maybe we could just take it with a grain of salt and then allow the magic to unfold, but don't attach yourself to it. Gosh, that car is loud. Okay, we get it. Magic is all around you. I'm not trying to steer you away from that. I just want you to use your discernment and to use your intuition on when reading certain things from certain readers. You are also magical and powerful, and you can pull your own cards and read for yourself. So, just saying, you don't have to take it from someone else. Okay, that's it. Rant over. I love you.
I hired an Etsy witch and it 100% worked, and here is my true story. One day I was scrolling TikTok and I got tons of Etsy witch videos, and for me that was a sign that I should check it out. I am a content creator. I make content about North Carolina, and you know, growth has been slow recently, and I said, what if I bought a spell to help me go viral? Now, mind you, my average monthly views are around 2 million, so my account is not struggling by any means, but I've never had like a crazy viral hit. So I go to Etsy, I find a viral spell, and I make it. It's $9 or so, never done anything like this before, and I didn't think about it again. As you can see, on May 15th, the spell was delivered. So come May 19th, I'm having dinner with my friends and I'm telling them about this stupid idea that I had to hire an Etsy witch, and I made a viral spell. As I'm sitting there, I get this email. You can look at the timestamp. I am at dinner at this time for the top Airbnb in the state. I'm talking the one that goes mega viral every time, and you can see from this that it says that I only have one chance one night because that's all that's available, and I have to go that same Friday. Now, there was a million reasons why I shouldn't go to this. I had a huge event coming up on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. that I had to be to, and this is across the state, 3.5 hours one way away. I look up from my phone and I tell my friends, the top Airbnb just messaged me. And this was like 5 minutes after I told them about the Etsy witch spell. Fast forward, Friday comes, I drive 3.5 hours, I film for 5 hours, I spend the night, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I drive back. And 1 week later, I decide to finally post my reel of that Airbnb. And well, here you go. 10 million views on my account in the past month. Around 8.1 of that came from this one video, or like the videos about this one place. And over on Facebook, I gained 23,000 followers, and on Instagram, I gained around 4. I asked the Etsy witch to help me go viral. She gave me an opportunity to do that. I still had to do the work, I still had to make the video, and I made an awesome video, but it worked. It went mega viral, my biggest viral hit has ever happened to me. You probably want to know who the witch is. Here is the account. I'm not related. I don't know anything about this person. All I can tell you is what happened for me.
I paid an Etsy witch to put a good luck spell on me, and here's how long it took for good things to start happening. Okay, so here's the witch I decided to go with. Her name is Witchcraft by Marta on Etsy. It was $1.81. I love a bargain. It was on sale. So it took her about a day and a half to send me the picture proof of her doing the spell for me. Now, she did tell me that while she was doing the spell, she had a feeling that somebody was out to get me. Okay, that might be true. I don't know if she's just trying to sell other spells, like a protection spell, or there's someone out to get me. I'm sure it's both. I'm sure somebody is out to get me, okay? I can think of like 3 people off the top of my head. But I got my spell done. I got my good luck. Now here's how long it took for good things to start happening. So there was one like specific thing I wanted to happen with this spell. It was on the smaller side, just like a goal with social media. And that did end up happening, to my surprise, about a week and a half later. It did happen. I was actually very surprised it happened. It happened a week and a half later. I feel like that was a really good turnaround time. My one goal was accomplished. I don't know if that was by me or the spell, but I'll take it. And then the first like week that the spell was on me, I don't know if it was a placebo effect, but like it just kind of felt like I got a secret weapon. Like I got something you don't know about. Like it felt good to feel lucky. You know what I mean? Like, did good things happen? Yes. And did some bad things also happen? Yes. But like, I don't know. It felt good. I felt like almost like protected. I don't know how to explain it. Is it wrong that I kind of want to do it again? Marta, I kind of want to do it again. And also, are they still out to get me? Marta. So yeah, stay tuned. I probably want to do it again. If you have any other spells that you're into on Etsy, I almost said Wetsy, like which Etsy, Wetsy. Just let me know, because this was really fun. Okay, bye!
Told y'all this would happen. Etsy is banning witches from selling spells on their platform. Which technically you weren't supposed to sell spells on Etsy since like 2015, but they didn't enforce that shit. But after that situation with CK where he got, you know, you had the Jezebel article that was written like a couple of days beforehand saying that they hired Etsy witches to hex them. And after it happened, there were people getting on social media saying it happened because of their curse and hex that they put on him, which apparently that really upset a few people. But I had told you guys, they're going to start making it more and more difficult if you sell any kind of spiritual goods or services, and that they would accomplish it by making it to where you can't sell it on certain platforms. I've also seen advertisements for law firms taking on clients that may have been harmed by Etsy witches. But look, we have to be totally honest about the situation. There are scammers out there. There were people on Etsy selling spells that they claimed would cure cancer. Also, scammers writing books telling people to do spells to cure cancer. But I don't see the stuff stopping with people who sell spiritual goods and services. The algorithm on TikTok has totally changed. I think many different social media platforms are going to start suppressing any kind of witchcraft or spiritual based content that's not an Abrahamic religion, making it more difficult to just share information about how you practice or teach things. But if that happens, what do? We pivot, we adapt, and we find another way to connect to each other. But anyways, I'll see y'all later.
I used an Etsy witch for reasons, and it worked very quickly. And I went back because I would like some more. I would like some more. And now she got rid of it, and it's only tarot readings. I feel like her name was not mentioned on the... She didn't have to do anything to do with what happened last week. She's in the United Kingdom. Like, girl, put that stuff back on there. I just hope that this doesn't, like, make some of the witches stop casting spells, because the people need witches. The people need the Etsy witches. In these trying times, they should take as much time as they need away to recoup and rejuvenate, because it is a very, like, energetically draining thing to do. But take your time, okay? That's totally fair and fine, but I need you to come back because I need a road opening spell. Open it.
It's officially been 2 months since I hired an Etsy witch to draw my soulmate, read who my soulmate is, and provide me with the initials of my soulmate. And I wanted to give an update on that just because I have seen so much movement, so many different things in the last 2 months that have been almost unexplainable. I want to say that I got my reading on October 10th, so just a little bit over 2 months ago, or just a little bit under 2 months ago. And I got the initials of the person. I got the reading with the details of how I would meet this person or interact with this person, their zodiac sign, their temperament. I got the initials, like I said, the drawing, like I said, and then also some specifics about like how it would all come in, like seasoning and stuff like the season it would come in and stuff like that, timing wise. And so far, I think most of it has been very accurate, down to the initials, down to the drawing, the temperament of the person. I actually do know who this person is. And it's interesting because things have not developed or bloomed yet. And I don't think they're meant to quite yet. I know it's going to be like a slower burn just because of certain circumstances. But since hiring the Etsy witch, I've been fully manifesting this SP into my life because I know who they are. There has been so much movement. It's actually so exciting and inspiring to me just to keep up with my manifestations and to not like falter or give up on them and keep persisting. And then another thing is that there have been so many synchronicities that are unexplainable with me and this person. So I'm just like reeling because there were things that were mentioned in the reading that wouldn't have been known that were accurate. There were things that were mentioned in the reading about like timing of when we would meet and like synchronicities, and that seems to be in alignment as well, especially because there have been situations where me and this specific person, which is what I'm calling them, or my soulmate or whatever, have been in very close proximity but have not been together. And that's like, okay, that wouldn't be something that a random person would know. They would either say, oh, you two are really close together, or you've never met and you've never even crossed paths with this person. Not, yeah, you might have crossed paths with this person really randomly, and then, you know, you never saw each other again, and then they pop back up. That's kind of what has happened with the situation. So I can go deeper into the Etsy witch situation and manifesting specific people and all of that business, but that's the update as we stand right now. Things are going well. I'm excited about the prospects, and I'm excited about generally living my life and being excited about when this comes in, not putting too much pressure on it, but also knowing that it is for me, knowing that it's here, and knowing that I'm living in my manifestations and my dreams, and I'm closer and closer every day to my soulmate. So that's what I wanted to say.
Shout out to my Etsy witch. I ordered a wealth prosperity spell from her, and she cast it, and since then I won big on a scratcher, a lottery scratcher, and just got a promotion at work with a pay increase and a title bump. Yes, I know I did it all myself, but I do think my Etsy witch came through in a big way.
No one talks about the benefit of Etsy Witch. Like, Etsy Witch seriously changed my life. So I have this Etsy Witch, and I purchased a spell from her. And I was like, okay, like, this is for sure not coming true, because, like, whatever, like, I'm hoping and praying, but I don't think it's coming true. Like, I'm not gonna, oh, okay. This is my eczema medication. I, like, legit did not think it was gonna happen. Like, in no way in hell type of thing, right? So I guess as you wish, I forget about it. And then it happens. I'm genuinely baffled. I'm baffled, okay? And I'm like, okay, noted. Because she was the only spell I had bought at that time. So there's times where I will buy multiple spells just to ensure one sticks. And so I'm like, okay, noted for next time. I go back like a month or two later when I needed another spell. When I tell you, I went to go message her on Etsy, and she had like an automated reply that's like, okay, I'm now on this website. Girl had her own website. In the time that I'm talking to her, developed her own website. Go on her website, like, find out she's like been in all these like magazines and stuff. And like, I'm gonna tell you, I love her. Like, I love her down. I don't even care if it's a scam, because I feel connected to her by heart. Because she will, if it doesn't come true, within like, I think it's like the first like month or 3 months or 60 days, I think it is, she will recast. And then if it still doesn't come true, she will refund you. Like, yeah. Love her down. Love my Etsy witch down. I don't even love my Etsy. I love my Etsy witch. That's my girl. That's the only girl I'll go to. And low-key, her prices are, like, they're rising. And when I paid for my original one, like, she was having a sale on Etsy, because you know how those Etsy sale goes. But those Etsy sales go. But it's a little expensive now. Not gonna lie. So I do wait for whenever she has a sale. I only actually get it whenever I really desperately need it. And I'm like, because I feel like things tend to work out in my favor most of the time. But when I'm like, I need a hero, like that, I need her. Just, I go to my girl. I love her. Anyways, good night, everybody. Sleep tight.
December 2018, I quit my job as a dance teacher. I had been working there for 5 years, and it's a whole thing, but I quit. It was my Saturn's return, you get it? And from 2019 until like 2023, I was an Etsy witch before the mainstream knew about Etsy witches. I feel like only now people are catching up. But yes, I was an Etsy witch. I would make physical things like with herbs and crystals, little potions, incense, handmade incense, different like smudging bundles. Yeah, so sometimes I would use sage, but anyways, I also did a lot of readings. Your girl can read. I did different types of astrology readings. I mean, I would do like the normal astrology, you feel me, that everyone knows about. But I also would do this Japanese astrology. It's called 9-star Ki, and Ki, Ki, that's energy, and 9-star, that's in reference to the 5-element theory, if you know, you know, from Chinese medicine. But basically it can be broken down into 9 different energies, and it's a whole different type of astrology, which actually, when you know your like normal astrology and compare it to the 9-star Ki, a lot of things line up. But 9-star Ki gives you some different insight. Just like any other type of astrology, some things will align and other things just give you like, fill in the details more, you feel me? I would also do psychic readings, mediumship readings, and as my name suggests, I am a fairy, so I'm very connected with fairies. I would do fairy readings. What else would I do on there? Oh, so another thing that I haven't really talked about on TikTok in a very long time is actually something that made me go viral, like the biggest virality that I've ever experienced. This was during the pandemic, and it's about face reading, but specifically Sanpaku eyes, because I saw this guy trying to like fearmonger people about Sanpaku, and it's not what a lot of people think it is. It's actually more practical. Yeah, it's just, yeah, that was a crazy time. And I was promoting my face reading back then because I was like, oh great, finally people care about what I have to offer, you know? It's very hard when you don't have a huge following and you have something you want to share and it's like nobody cares. So it's like I tried to use that opportunity when I was viral to really promote my skills. But then a lot of people, just like when you go viral, it's like, yeah, you get a lot of interest, a lot of people that are curious, some positive feedback, and it's like, wow, people finally care. But then at the same time, you get a lot of just I don't know if you would say hate, but it's just like a lot of skepticism maybe, but also hate. Yeah, also hate. And it was just making me feel very anxious online. So I just kind of like stopped. I would also do oracle card readings. That was actually the main thing that reason why I stopped. Hey, I'm pet sitting right now. That's the main thing why I stopped, because I had this one person on there that was really relying on my readings to make such huge decisions that I did not feel comfortable. And this is a thing that I've talked about with other people who do readings. Even my teacher, hey sweetie, even my teacher that I learned crystal healing from, and I would take psychic classes with, you know, even she told me, because one time, of course, during my Saturn's return, I was like contemplating making this huge life decision. Hey sweetie, and she just told me, because I was like trying to use what was I trying to use? The pendulum, right? You guys, I didn't really sleep last night, so but anyways, I was trying to use the pendulum to make this huge life decision, and my teacher was like, Michelle, you know, some things, you know, some things are too big for, you know what I mean, to like make such a huge decision like that. But anyways, yeah, and of course it was during the pandemic, so like, you know, as you can imagine, people were really looking for guidance. But, you know, there's just certain things that I did not feel comfortable, you know, guiding people with when it came to like readings like that. Now, if they were asking me like, and this is another, I'll get into it in a second, but yeah, and it was really because she was buying a lot of readings. I mean, it's a whole other story I can tell you, but she was buying a lot of readings. And it's like, of course, you know, as someone that was starting a new business and I needed the money, of course, you know, I was like, great, someone really likes my services. But at the same time, I just didn't feel right, the amount of times that she would be buying readings, and I was like, I feel like this person is relying too much on me. I don't like that feeling. So that was actually the main reason why I stopped providing services on my Etsy shop. But the other one, I will say, the other service I would provide is I have studied a philosophy, once again, based on Chinese medicine, and people have really found it helpful in healing certain conditions that Western medicine hasn't been helpful with. It's called macrobiotics, and I was a personal chef to help people with this type of healing. I was a personal chef. I would do private cooking classes in person. I would do like online cooking classes. I even did like preparing the meals, and then either they would pick it up or I would drop it off to them. But you know, if you guys didn't know this, cooking is very physically demanding and energetically draining, and especially this type of cooking, because it's not just, oh yeah, let me just, you know, it was more intentional. It was more, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like, oh yeah, let me just like, it's a whole thing. It's a different type of way of thinking of food, preparing of food. Is very like old-fashioned, very old-fashioned. So you can imagine a lot of things are from scratch. Anyways, so I just thought, you know what? I think it would be much more effective for me to just do counseling online. So I also do that online. I also counsel people if they have a certain issues they want to improve and they would like to use holistic ways, specifically macrobiotic, which is mainly just using the food to heal, you feel me? It's just a different way of eating and cooking and everything like that. So I offer those counseling sessions, meal planning. If you just, you know, just want to get down to it and just want to have a meal plan, I provide that too. Yeah, so I'm just making this video to announce that your favorite Etsy witch is back. The link is in my bio, and I will be doing a Cyber Week sale. So starting today, Thanksgiving, until I think next on Monday. Yeah, it's 25% off all my services. Yeah, so I just hope that you'll check it out. And if you don't get a service for yourself, maybe you'll buy a service for someone you love for the holidays. Peace.